Welcome to the Reflection Within, the art of self-inquiry. The objective of this exercise is to practice various self-reflective methods and techniques that will introduce you to the art of self-inquiry. This conscious creativity activity is focused on getting to know oneself on a deeper level. It is an introduction to self-inquiry and another tool for expanding your conscious awareness and meditation practice. It is a vital step for people who seek to begin the inner journey of self-inquiry through personal experience. Self-inquiry is one technique that is designed to shift the focus from the world of form to the world of beingness. Quite simply, self-inquiry is an awareness of the awareness itself. It's an ability to listen to the voice within. Because when we still the mind and lessen the internal chatter, we are more able to hear this subtle voice. This voice speaks to us all the time, although if we are unable to tune into its frequency, the same way we tune into a radio station, what we hear is static, or what is also known as the constant thinking of the monkey mind. And when renowned philosopher Descartes stated, "I think, therefore I am," what he failed to account for is who is the one thinking and who is the one listening to those thoughts. And consequently, you have learned to think and speak to yourself in your mind. You are regularly talking to yourself subverbally inside your skull, which keeps you distracted from reality. The purpose of this meditative exercise is to practice tuning into your higher awareness. And why practice self-inquiry and creativity? Another point of this exercise is to have fun and to apply your creative talents to the different characteristics that compose who you are and to express your truth. Because your life starts out with you playing roles of what others would like you to be. And with self-inquiry, we strip away the roles that aren't true and reveal the essential you. Now, the practice and purpose of self-inquiry is threefold. First, focus inward. And to do this, we'll take 3 breaths together. And as you continue to breathe, with practice and attentive focus on your breath, the process of self-inquiry leads to deeper and more subtle levels of awareness. Third, the purpose of self-inquiry is to explore the dynamics that constitute who you are at these more subtle levels of consciousness, and therefore facilitate the perspective that you are the observer of the reality you experience. And beginning the inner journey is a process, especially when you consider much of who you think you are is based on the outside world and its influences. How much of your life have you invested in learning about other subjects, advancing your education or career, or learning materials that are irrelevant to you? How much of your time have you invested in learning and understanding who you are? The reason to do this now is to better understand who you are in order to know your deeper core essence. Self-inquiry is the process and the goal. I am is the goal and the final reality. To hold it with effort is self-inquiry. When spontaneous and natural, it is realization. And the reason to practice in this way is because creativity is your tool to express yourself and to illustrate who you are from the heart. Conscious creativity gives you the opportunity to focus your attention inward and externally express it. This is internal work for external satisfaction. Please keep in mind, there is endless amounts of information from yogis and monks on the art of self-inquiry. This is merely a fun introduction to the subject in a way that encourages you to use your conscious creativity to genuinely express who you are. And as one of my teachers said, if you're on the path towards enlightenment, one of the first things you need to do is lighten up. Because it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. Thankfully, there are many teachers who have quite succinctly explained and expounded the practice and purpose of self-inquiry. And today, we're going to talk about awakening soul and awakening truth, and practice an exercise known as a dyad. This is entering the witness consciousness, an objective view exercise. The most powerful questions to ask for the awakening soul. Now let's explore our quest to build the ideal self. When we begin our journeys of involution, of inner growth, we discover many things about ourselves, other people, and the world. We investigate the world and all it has to share. We start to uncover the lies we tell ourselves and others, and the lies the world tells us. We begin to work on exploring our personality. We work on improving our character. We heal our wounds. We seek to make peace with ourselves, and we seek to make amends with others. Eventually, we develop an understanding of ourselves, of our flaws, strengths, of our core wounds and shadow elements, and of our true dreams and gifts. We nourish our bodies, we change our diets, respect our boundaries, cut away toxic habits, say goodbye to poisonous people, build new friendships and relationships, and eventually develop love and respect for who we think we are. This is all imperative. And yet, most people feel as though something is missing in their lives. They still work to pursue creating an ideal self that always feels happy, that never shows their suffering, that is constantly at peace on the outside. We still work to build and enhance our identities, whether it's through identifying as vegans, as yogis, as empaths, as intuitives, Buddhists, healers, spiritual students, or teachers, as old souls, or as any of the other hundreds of identity labels we love to collect and embody. Yet there comes a time after you have cultivated self-love and self-respect where you come to realize something miraculous. Who you think you are is not truly who you are. All the memories, all of the beliefs, all the associations, all of the spiritual and worldly labels, all the tastes, all the traumas, all the loves and hates, all the insecurities and strengths, they are not truly who you are. And no matter how highly you regard yourself, no matter how popular, liked, celebrated, or lovable you are, your identity remains a burden, a barrier that prevents you from the purest self-realization, which is that you are an expression of oneness. Your true nature has no name, no form, no identity, no limits. You are everything. Awakening soul, awakening truth. Here are 6 of the most powerful questions you can ever ask yourself. They compose entirely who you think you are. They include the following. Am I this emotion? Am I this thought? Am I this physical sensation? Am I this circumstance? Am I this body? Am I this personality? At first, these questions might sound strange, overly simplistic, and even bizarre to ask yourself. And the more self-aware you become of your thought processes, which give birth to your feelings, perceptions, assumptions, and beliefs about the world, the more you will come to see how closely you are attached to any of these 6 elements. And when I first started asking these questions, I was immediately uncomfortable and unwilling to completely follow through all the way to the end with such self-inquiry. I thought, if I am not all of these things, because they are all transient and subjected to growth, change, and decay, then what am I? My conclusion was, I am none of these things. I am nothing. And because of my dark and misunderstood associations with the word nothing, I realized that I neglected to ask the questions earnestly. I've recently experienced otherwise. I've discovered the truth, which is that being nothing is paradoxically being everything. Being empty of your fabricated identity is paradoxically being completely full and whole again. Far from being desolate and void, being nothing is existing in a state of immense rest, in endless peace, and profound liberation. Once you investigate the true depths of the question, who am I? You come to a fascinating realization. You are not who you think you are, what you assume you are, what you have been taught you are, or what you have come to believe you are, and you never have been. Why? Because all of these things are temporary, passing, and transient. Yet what remains is your awareness of something much greater than that which is impermanent, a part of you that is whole, one with all existence, timeless, and without limit. For the awakening soul, this opens the final door to liberation. From the belief that I am this or that, to the realization of the essence looking through your eyes, that is the mighty I Am presence. So let's review. Am I this emotion? Am I this thought? Am I this physical sensation? Am I this circumstance? Am I this body? Am I this personality? See yourself from the awareness that is beyond your physical senses. Here's our conscious creativity exercise, a dyadic conversation. This entails answering one question repeatedly until you have exhausted all the possible answers. This is the quintessential first step on the path of self-inquiry. And here are the basic guidelines. This can be done spoken with another person or alone in writing. Simply continue answering all the possibilities to the question without repeating any responses. Ask the question again and again until you arrive at the place where you have spoken or written down everything and you are left with no more answers. And the questions are: who are you? What are you? Who am I? What am I? Self-inquiry meditation is the path to lifting the veils of ignorance. This practice of a dyad allows you to externalize, in spoken word or writing, all of who you are at this point in life. Remember, all of those labels and titles are temporary. We can eliminate all of them, yet your consciousness is still here. Once you arrive at this point, this is what I interpret as resting in the I Am presence. And quite simply, your consciousness does not end at the limits of your skin or five senses. We are all here experiencing life together, and your creativity is the key to expanding your awareness. Anything that helps to open your awareness will flourish your authenticity. This technique is a great practice to see and live beyond the tip of your nose. Another way to begin the inner journey comes from taking an objective view of yourself. This is an exercise that you can do to live from a more authentic perspective in all of life's circumstances. You are the main character in your own mind movie, in which you direct, star, film, and project through your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Your memory functions as the editor, and your audience is the witness consciousness. So is there anything stopping you from being authentic?